The past informs the present and aids us in building the future. She was careful to impress that upon us before she went west.
3 minutes to cardiac arrest.
Shut up. I'm putting you on mute. Sometime later, we began to observe unusual activity in the tar belts outside Edgenot City. Vast quantities of tar began surfacing, spreading, consuming many of my colleagues, as well as a chiral way station. The whole incident defied explanation.
You think Higgs is to blame?
I don't know, but we needed that way station. It was essential to expanding the chiral network westward. That's why I'm asking you for your help in building a new one. It won't be much given the handful of equipment we've managed to scrape together. Nothing like the knot cities, that's for sure. But a knot is still a knot. Sam, I want you to use the Cupid to put the scientists on the network, then go to Armory. Afterwards, we can get back to the important job of researching the deaths.
Don't worry about him, Sam. The air mat floor absorbs the impact. I'll unlock the door for you.
개그맨이네, 개그맨.
Sam, you heard him. You can grab the order at a delivery terminal. Our ultimate objective in this, the first step is to put a shelter with our scientists on the chiral network. Now, we don't know the first thing about, that's a good, but we won't know more until we get to Edgenot. You should start with the geologist and the paleontologist. The latter's holding something for the evolevel biologist,
각자
so
따로따로 해야
I
돼?
recommend you save her for last. That way, you can finish a delivery and link up the final site in one go. Once all three are on the grid, come back here. Then we can get to work on the
어렵지 않고.
A geologist of ours has been studying fossils as part of his research into prehistoric extinction events. He's been out there conducting excavations for a while now and has begun to suffer the effects of chiral contamination. No doubt the result of excessive exposure to chiralium during the dig. Until the site is properly decontaminated, so we need you.
Administering shock.
The stratum the team was investigating dates from the end of the Cretaceous period, the time of the infamous mass extinction, which brought the reign of the dinosaurs to a close, leaving small mammals to inherit the Earth. It's the most recent of the Big Five, and one of the largest mass extinctions the world has ever seen. In any event, our team found something truly remarkable. Can you guess what it was? A fossil beach. If that is indeed what it is, then he has made a tremendous discovery. Therefore, Sam, it is essential that you deliver those chiralium scrubbing agents as soon as possible.
One more thing, Sam. For this run, you'll be transporting an
아, 또 이거야?
Bridges paleontologist. Apparently, the fossils he wants to study are buried deep beneath tar, and the only way he can get to them is by blowing it wide open. Now, hopefully I don't need to tell you to be extra careful when handling high-yield explosives, but in case I do, make sure you keep that container in one piece. no matter what.
파손 스프레이 하나 챙겨야겠네.
Thermal pad. Indispensable gear for cold weather operations. Especially useful when traversing. Sam, I'm sure you haven't forgotten, but you need any irregular.
이러면 안 되는데. 스루튼도 몇 개 있어야 될 것 같은데. 없이 가봐. 없이 가보자.
Order assigned. Sam, so, Hartman told you all about the lake. How the attack that created it changed his life forever? Well, not only did he lose his family, he very nearly lost himself. For 21 minutes, he was in a state of cardiopulmonary arrest. Under normal circumstances, he would have died. Therapeutic hypothermia saved his life. But the 21 minutes he spent on the other side had a lasting effect on him. Perhaps due to the shock, his Doom's abilities seem to have increased. And now he takes every opportunity to walk the beach in search of his family.
My apologies, Sam. You came all this way to visit me, yet I neglected to give you a proper farewell. Do be careful out there. As I mentioned before, this region is rich in memories of death and extinction. It should come as no surprise that BTs are sighted here more frequently. Perhaps you recall the models in my lab? Their designs were all based on eyewitness accounts. Though I suppose they must have struck you as strange, considering the many times you've come face to face with the real McCoy.
BT가 많이 나온다고. 근데 BT를 잡을 무기를 하나도 안 가져왔는데 폭탄 들고 가야 돼서. 망했어요. 이 길도 아닌 것 같아요. 아니네요. 아이씨, 짜증나. 그냥 호수네. 타르가 지나갈 수도 있겠네.
There we go.
아이고, 비가 오네. 케이스 파손되면 안 되는데 큰일 났네. 스프레이라도 하나 사왔어야 되겠네.
There we go.
와 진짜 큰일 났네. 근데 데뷔가 한 대도 안 하네. 하나도 안 되는데? 아이고. 이렇게 눈이 많이 오니까. 아이고. 덮친데 덮쳤네. 수리탄은 좀 가져왔어야 되는데. 큰일이네. 괜찮을까? 귀신 소리. 아 이거 불길한 기분이 된다. 아이고. 케이스 벌써만 가시면 안 되는데. 내려가서 돌아가는 방법도 있고 타고 가는 방법도 있고. 오케이. 아이고. 방맹 죽는다. 죽어. 어떤 놈이 이런 데다 배달을 시키는 거야. 아씨, 이걸 못 가는데. 내려가야 되네. 그냥. 벌써? 잠깐만. 제발. 헤. 어떡하냐, 이거 폭탄인데. 케이스 망가지면 터지는데. 갈 길이 너무 먼데, 근데. 안돼, 폭탄 터지겠다. 제발. 어디야? 뛰어. 아, 빨간불 들어왔다. 아씨, 이렇게 홀로거리는 거. 다 왔어. 아, 왜 들어가지 못해.
Delivering cargo.
Sam Bridges. Oh, thank God for that. I was worried you might not get here in time. But then I've done nothing but worry of late. I've been haunted by those visions you doom sufferers see. That end of days stuff. I put the nightmares down to fatigue. The possibility of chiral contamination never even occurred to me. It's just lucky we caught it before the suicidal stage. Dying's not an option. My research is nowhere near complete. It's not just my life you're saving here. It's my life's work. I started to wonder if I'd ever see these meds. I guess you really are good at what you do, huh? Thank you. Oh, yes. And just like that, I'm part of the UCA. Studying this fossil, assuming I can prove once and for all that that's what it is. Honestly, though, I'm just excited I can finally share these findings with everyone. Can you believe I found chiral deposits in strata dating back 65.5 million years? Evidence of an ancient death stranding.
Chiral matter has existed on Earth since long before the dawn of man. This stratum is proof of that. Look at this, Sam. Do you see that black fissure there? We believe this is the source of the Chiralian readings. In the distant past, earthquakes caused frictional melting along fault lines, producing layers of what is known as pseudotaculite. We call these layers fossil earthquakes. Extending the principle, our fissure here is what one might term a fossil beach. The presence of chiralium in this of all strata cannot be a mere coincidence. It strongly suggests that beaches must have appeared during the Cretaceous-Paleogene extinction event. And not just then. The chiral network has recovered data suggesting that similar fossil beaches were discovered in strata corresponding to other extinction events too. That would seem to indicate, in expanding the chiral network, you've helped us glimpse a pattern in these scattered points of data. You've furthered our individual research projects and ensured that it is only a matter of time before we recover all we have lost and solve every mystery that remains. But this is only the beginning. See this through, Sam, and there's no telling what we might learn.
Good work. New order available.
일단 수리를 좀 해야 돼. 케이스를. 아이고, 카이라력도 못 만드는구나.
Thank you for your continued support. Thank you. Lucian.
장비 한번 해주고. 오케이, 소리도 충분히 해주고 가자. 이렇게 탈 수 있나?
That's luck.
뭐야? 왜 스켈레톤이 새 걸로 바꿔도 배터리는 안 차는구나. 충전하는 데 없나? 하나 만들어야겠다.
No can do, Sam. Structures can't be built that close together.
나도 알아 임마. 안 지을 거야.
You'll need to settle for a different spot outside the sensor ring.
Weapons restrictions lifted.
빨리 좀 지어줘라. 오케이. 충전도 하고 물 한 잔 마시고. 가즈아. 설마 안 부딪히겠지? 좋아. 이렇게 가면 이제 좋겠는데. 없어? 못 가? 왜 안 돼? 여기 짚라인 있잖아. 아, 너무 멀구나. 400m나 되네? 걸어가야 되네. 괜히 탔나? 괜히 탄 것 같아. 다시 내려가자. 아이고 멀다. 쉼터 있어, 쉼터. 어우 씨 번개도 치네. 타임폴 스톰이라고? 미친 거 아니야? 잠깐만. 시간이 가도 그치는 삐가 아닌데? 그냥 가야 되는 삐네? 안돼, 등 뒤에 폭탄 있단 말이야. 터질 것 같아. 누가 밧줄을 해놨네. 감사해요. 뭐야, 왜 다시 올라와? 바보야. 뭐야, 왜 다시 뛰어 올라가? 바보야. 이거 비켜대 진짜. 사람 놀리키네. 잘까 정연아? 12시 넘었는데?
Much appreciated, friend. Thanks to you, we can finally move ahead with the dig. I swear, this place is bad enough without having to worry about getting asphyxiated. Not that I need to tell you. You did it after all, though I can't for the life of me imagine how. You can set up the chiral network while I work.
사르 지역 산소 마스크도 필요하네.
Anyway, as it turns out, Sam Bridges, I have a favor to ask. A local porter was on his way here. It's a 200... He apparently stumbled across it in a boulder field, which had previously been hidden beneath a glacier, but that's not the half of it. The man claims this ammonite has an umbilical cord. An umbilical cord. Calling me skeptical, but the specimen... So I asked him to carve... Naturally, I wanted to... Which is why I... But... What is it? Didn't even have the good sense to mark. The cargo was supposed... Where... Old Mr. Reliable claims it... But you, to protect you, just... You can pick it up.
That fossil could represent an epical discovery. While there are examples of viviparous fish, an ammonite with an umbilical cord is unheard of. And if it is indeed 200 million years old, it would also correspond with the end Triassic extinction, another one of the big five. Could the umbilical cord be connected to the beach? We must recover that cargo at all costs. It could provide a vital clue to the mechanisms underpinning the Death Stranding. We're so close. So very, very close to grasping the true nature of the phenomenon. Hurry, Sam. We cannot risk that ammonite being lost.
아이고, 월급이나 많이 줘라.
Please access.
신발도 다 달았구만. 마스크만 있으면 될 것 같은데?
It'll filtrate the air and keep you breathing normally. In addition to protecting you from toxic gases, if it didn't have a limited battery life, I'd tell...
혹시 모르니까 마스크 하나 더 가져갈까? 일단 신발 좀 갈아 신고 낡은 거 갖다 버리고 마스크 하나 더 들자. 혹시 모르잖아. 글러브도 깨졌었지. 안 들고 폼패드 하나 더 샀을 것 같아. 어렵지 않네. 마스크만 있으면 되네. 사다리 뭐야? 여기 올라가서 뭐 어쩌자고. 낚시 사다리 같은데? 안 타. 사다리 없애 이거. 씨, 낚시 사다리 같아. 있자.
Beginning scan. Scanning bridges ID. Verifying ID. Clear. Weapons detected. All weapons will be locked until departure. Cargo verified. Thank you. Delivering cargo.
You found it. Let me see. I have to see it. Oh my. It really is immaculately preserved. Uncannily even.
좋아요 많이 줘라.
Thanks for bringing in a... And yes, it did indeed include an ammonite with a bona fide umbilical cord attached. I've already sent some images and a preliminary analysis to Hartman via the network. Interestingly, it seems the surrounding strata contain traces of tar, which lines up with one of his theories. Anyway, I know you only just brought this ammonite here, but I'd like you to deliver it to a colleague of mine, an Evo-Devo biologist. Lately, she's taken an interest in the tar, and I think she'd be eager to examine this particular specimen.
It's quite remarkable, and that's to your credit. To clarify, she has been studying how the tar may have influenced the development of various organisms. Accordingly, I would ask that you also recover the tar collectors deployed near her shelter and deliver them along with the ammonite. It would be too dangerous for her to attempt to retrieve them herself, which is why we must impose upon you. By aiding her research, we may yet inch closer to unraveling the secrets
알겠어.
of the
다
death
시킬
strand.
거잖아.
We've already made so much progress with the data recovered by the network. With your continued help, I know we can accomplish even more.
Good work. Order available.
배달이 이렇게 많아. 그래, 2개 정도는 괜찮아.
Order assigned.
Hey, stay on top. I know it.
Weapons restrictions lifted.
요 산을 넘어가야 되는구만.
There we go. Nice.
그러면 그렇지. 가자. B가 내리죠. BT가 나오겠죠. 아, 아니네. B 오네. 기온에다 묶여야 돼.
There we go.
좋겠다.
Good to have you back. Couldn't have made it this far without you.
아, 실수했다. 아이씨. 맞아. 아, 이거 보스 나온다. 야, 뭐야, 두 마리야? 두 마리. 아, 제발. 먹히면 안 되는데, 진짜 큰일 나는데. 빡세다, 빡세. 한 마리면 잡으겠구나. 한 마리만 나왔네.
Two wheels up. There we go. There we go. Come on, Sammy boy. Yeah.
Nobody out here.
봤다.
Beginning scan. Scanning bridges ID. Fragile Express ID verified. Weapons detected. All weapons will be locked until departure. Cargo verified. Thank you. Delivering cargo.
I'm impressed, Sam. Not many people would have even attempted this. May I have a look? Not a scratch on it, and the tar inside is safe and secure. You do not disappoint, my friend. Now, that's where my studies will truly begin.
얼굴 묻은 것 봐.
Thank you. It goes without saying, but I am convinced that the tar is related to the BTs and the Death Stranding. After all, both it and Timefall are the defining features of the post-Stranding ecosystem. Sudden environmental changes such as these invariably lead to the extinction of organisms that fail to adapt. Those that do adapt do so by virtue of enhancers, the regions of DNA that grant successful organisms their advantages. These genetic factors are the key to evolution. But there are genes which have the opposite effect, those which disadvantage organisms. Extinction factors, as they have been called. These are the seeds of advancement and obsolescence. Such factors may lie dormant within us all, a choice waiting to be made. For every being since the advent of life itself. If so, then ancient proof may hide deep within the tar. Evidence of these genetic decisions that may aid us in navigating our current crossroads. In any event, thanks to you, I can now study the composition of the tar in greater detail. I'll make sure to share any interesting results with you later.
Well done, Sam. You furthered our research into the Death Stranding in ways you cannot imagine. Thank you again for bringing me Mama's body, as well as that ammonite. Speaking of which, my analysis of its umbilical cord is proceeding apace. I've been comparing the data against some of our restored archives. Anyway, would you mind returning to my lab? Preparations are finally complete for the chiral relay integration. If you could collect the necessary materials for the restoration work and bring them here, I would be most grateful.
Good work. New order available. Please access delivery terminal for...
미팅의 메뉴가 뭐야? 다 준 거구나. 하트맨의 연구소로 돌아가야 돼 어차피. 그러면 하트맨한테 가는 LL을 받아다가 가져가야지. 야씨, 쉴 틈이 없네. 너무하는 거 아니냐? 진짜 이거 하고 싶네. 죽겠다 얘 이러다.
Time limit set.
뒤로 연결돼 있어서 정말 아이고. 야씨 사다리 왜 이래? 거지같이 갈리네. 없애고 싶은데. 못 없애네. 아 이거 사다리 함정이다 이거. 잘못 갈았다. 없어지지도 않네. 다시 내려가야겠다 이거는. 으아! 죽을 뻔. 어디로 올라가지? 못 올라가네? 망했네? 다시 내려가야 되나? 와 뭐야 눈사태 미쳤다. 깜짝 놀랐다. 오도록이는데? 좋아요가 하나도 없는 짚라인이네. 연결이 안 된 짚라인인가? 그럼 안 돼. 와 진짜 사기 짚라인이네. 야이씨. 땡고생에서 올라왔더니 씨. 아, 시간 가고 있구나. 큰일 났네. 15분밖에 안 남았는데. 배터리가 없는데. 이건 실수한 것 같다.
Keep moving, keep pace.
와. 앞에 배터리까지만 가자. 비도 와. 좋아, 배터리 좋아. 빨라진다. 얼마 안 남았어, 얼마 안 남았어. 메모리도 있네. 아이고. 야. 야, 못 넘어가나? 오케이. 쉬자 이제. 아, 너무 힘들다.
Delivering cargo. Delivery complete. Displaying performance evaluation. Thank you for your good work. New order available.
뭐야? 아, 또 보기 싫어. 징그러.
Thank you, Sam. In reclaiming our past, we've uncovered a number of vital clues. Don't worry, I just got back. We have time. When you met with Mama, you experienced a strong antigen-antibody reaction, correct?
There was a BT in the room.
There was, but something else may have been causing it. I've discovered large quantities of chiral matter in Mama as well. Not just the usual kind that collects on our skin or on our suits. It's in all her cells. Cells that are no longer active. The BT you encountered there was special. It was her child, but also her own soul. Somehow, her car and half failed to separate. They must have remained connected through the umbilical cord. It's the only explanation.
Is that why I didn't get a bruise where she touched me?
Yes, and there's more.
10 seconds to cardiac arrest. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
I modified the log times. Headquarters will have no record of what we say. Look, a message from Deadman. It came with the umbilical cord.
Sam, I'm sorry. You deserve to know what you were carrying. But I couldn't risk Die Hardman finding out about the case. So I had no choice but to keep it off the books. You've got to keep this between us. We still don't know if the director can be trusted. The umbilical cord was taken from Bridget Strand. I removed it in secret. The cord wasn't attached to a fetus. It was outside her body. She asked me to take care of it. Said it was the key to unlocking the Death Stranding. But she insisted that I never tell the director. The cord shows no sign of decomposition or necrotization. Almost as if it's frozen in time. I thought Hartman might be able to make sense of it. So I had it hidden with your cargo at Mountain Knot City.
Deadman's observations were accurate. It's just like Mama's corpse.
What do you mean?
I mean, they share a very unique property. Both contain large amounts of chiralium in their cells. In other words, the President's cord was somehow connected to the beach, and that allowed it to escape the flow of time. I've put together the bones of a theory. It's patchy, but worth sharing, I think. Life on Earth has been rocked by many extinctions, great and small, including the Big Five. And if you examine the Earth's strata, its history, if you will, you'll find chiralium deposits that can be dated to each. What if the manifestation of beaches and other associated phenomena correspond to extinction-level events?
You mean?
Yes. Our Death Stranding could just be the latest of many. The records and research you helped us to recover strongly suggest that we are in the middle of the 6th extinction.
6th extinction? Come on.
You know what this is, yes?
A frozen mammoth from 10,000 years ago.
Correct. And this?
The Iceman from 5,300 years ago.
They both had the same umbilical cords.
Bullshit.
Humor me. What if the mammoth and the Iceman weren't frozen?
You're saying time stopped for them just like it did for Mama?
Unfortunately, all these specimens were lost in the Death Stranding, so there's no way to examine the genuine articles, but some fragments of data did survive. With the aid of the chiral network, we may be able to piece together something more concrete using Evo-Devo tech. All right, how's this? A dinosaur from 65.5 million years ago. Umbilical cord, not decomposed.
Only mammals have umbilical cords.
No. Only mammals have umbilical cords used for childbirth. This is something else. Call it a strand from the other side. I propose that mammalian umbilici are a sort of mimesis of the strand that then evolved over time. We shouldn't assume that everything about a Death Stranding is detrimental to life. Trilobites, ammonites, dinosaurs, the mammoth, the Iceman, all preserved as if frozen in time, all without exception, found with strands, which is to say that all may have been connected to the beach. And this, when viewed in the context of the extinction entity, EE theory, leads me to surmise that organisms with strands are in fact extinction entities. You see, Sam, EEs are connected to the beach via their strands, and it is through this connection that they somehow bring about a Death Stranding.
So you're saying Bridget was an extinction entity?
It's far too soon to say anything for certain, and since you burned her body, we may never know.
Higgs said Amelie's an EE, that she doesn't have dooms like the rest of us.
Sam, think. Assume that President Strand was an EE. Isn't it possible that her daughter is too? At the very least, Higgs may hope as much now that the President is unavailable.
So he kidnaps her for EE powers or whatever to cause a mass extinction.
Perhaps. Perhaps not. I doubt a single EE is powerful enough to cause a Death Stranding, assuming Amelie is an EE.
Well, Higgs sure thinks she's got what it takes.
Indeed. And we need to get her back as soon as possible.
1 minute remaining. Please hold on to something secure.
Ah, this one is real. Sam, go west.
How do you want me to handle Die Hardman?
With your customary reserve. Nothing good will come of him learning of our suspicions. whatever else is going on, we still need the chiral network.
Right.
Activating lab security measures. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
아, 진짜 쉴 거야, 이제. 정비를 해야 돼.
It's time, Sam. When you're ready, proceed to the shore of the tar belt and begin work on the chiral relay. Once it's ready, use the Cupid to bring it online. The necessary materials are prepped for you. Supplies are limited, so you'll be... All things could... Hartman knows more about this. It's about...
Administering shock.
Right. The site we have chosen, because we deemed it, but this, so let's hope we weren't right. Fortunately for us, all you have to do, I'm afraid it's the only way count.
여긴 프라이팬 룸이 없어? 진짜 없어? 체력 좀 채우고 해야 되는데. 여긴 있는데 왜 여긴 없어? 와씨. 여기서 안 들어. 이거 아까 타고 어디로 갔더라? 일로 갔던 것 같은데? 아, 그냥 쉬어야겠다.